Hi everybody. On this tutorial we're going to be working on these hot pads. I know some of them look kind of crappy, but they're used and washed and dried and beat up, and these things are pretty handy in the kitchen. You can tell these are made from acrylic. I don't know if you can see very well on screen, but being made out of acrylic and you take something hot out of the oven, it'll melt a little bit, but I mean it's not to where it's destroying it. And then this one is made out of cotton. It's pretty sturdy. And this one's made out of cotton. But these acrylic, I mean, I wash them, dry them, use them to, I mean, I just a couple minutes ago pulled out a casserole dish out of my oven with these two, and the oven was at 450 degrees, and these didn't burn my hands, or, you know, the casserole dish didn't burn me or any of that. But so I want to talk to you guys about how these work up. If you can see this line from here all the way across, you see it there, all the way down. That's our starting chain, and that's how, well, this stitch pattern doesn't have a certain number we have to work by. We just chain as long as we want, and then if we like that size, then we get started. But so our starting chain is actually going to work this way, and then as we're closing it in, I don't know if you guys can see that. See that seam right there? That's how it closes up. So if you can imagine, you know, we started on this side and we work around and it starts to close in on itself. And that's if you can see, they're double thick. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to use a 5mm crochet hook. And I'm just going to use Red Heart Super Saver. I think this is Frosty Green. And I'm going to make a little one just for the video. But like I said earlier, I mean, if you make these correctly, I mean, out of acrylic, it shouldn't hurt anything at all. I mean, I use it to, like I said, I use it to pull out hot dishes from the oven, and I set hot dishes on them, and they're fine. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to shut my window unit air conditioner off. Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and get started with this. So I'm going to do a little chain. Well, okay. So I'm going to start with a chain of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Alright, now what we're going to do, if you guys notice or know this, so our chain is based on 3 parts. I'll try to get this close so you can see. So we have this loop, but we also have our back bumps. Turn that sideways. Those little back bumps. That's what we're going to be working into just for this first round. So what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet in the second back bump from our hook. So the first one, when you turn your chain, it's a little twisted anyway, so you kind of can't see it. But that main one that you can see right there, we're going to single crochet into that one. And we're just going to single crochet into every one of them to the end. So I'm going to go ahead and do this part off camera, and I'll meet you guys right back. Oops. Right back to when we get to this end. So I changed my mind. I decided I better stick with you so you guys, for those of you that, you know, haven't worked into those back bumps, I can work along with you guys. So if you can see them, the next one's right there. Remember, our chain started like that, but we just turned it over. So the next one's right here. The next one's here. Here. Some slack. See, the next one's right here. And then here. Oops. Split it. There we go. Almost done. Well, if I'd stay in camera. Okay, now there's the last one. You see it right there? Go ahead and single crochet into that. And then we're going to do one more in there. And as we're doing it, I kind of, just rotate it a little bit because we're going to start working down this side of the chain. So I'm just going to rotate it a little. Get the tail out of the way. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, okay, so we worked, let me lay this out for you. So we chained this way, we turned our chain and single crocheted into the back bumps, back this way. So now we're going to turn the chain this way, turn it over, and if you look, there's little V's like we did single crochets. But for this round, or this direction back, we're going to work into the back loop. So this one, this side, just on this side of them. So I'm just going to go straight into that first one and work a single. That's one thing I love about this pattern, is that you don't have to keep count with anything, check your numbers at all. You just keep single crocheting around and it does all the work itself. So into this back loop. Well, I lost that one. But you guys can go ahead and single crochet in those back loops all the way back down here, and I'll meet you at the end. Alrighty, I made it back to the end. Well, I have a couple more stitches. Work into, all right. So now, our next ones are kind of jumbled up a little bit, but if you can see, there's one more right there. So I'm just gonna go in there, work a single, and then right here is a teeny tiny one. It looks like a single crochet, but actually what it is that chain from the beginning that we didn't work into. So I'm just going to go ahead and work it like a normal, like we have been, just to, you have this side And then you have this side. I'm just going to go into that back like we have been. It's a little bit tighter. Oop, I missed a loop. Single. And then we just rotate and then just keep going. There's our first one. Just keep working that around. Single crocheting around. So whenever you guys make these, I mean, you can experiment all kinds of, you know, chain lengths, or I made a teeny tiny one just playing around. Give me a second, I'll go get it. Okay, here's the little bitty one I made. I think it was just a chain of 15, and I just excuse me, I just sat down and single crocheted around and made a little bitty one. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It measures about 2.5 by 2.5, yeah. So I mean, it was a chain of 15. So like whenever you chain your 15, you can't use that as, you know, let's say my chain of 15 was 3.5 inches, which is, you know, the corner to corner length. So I mean, chain how many you want and then lay it catty corner like that, and then you can, you know, see how corner to what length is going to be corner to corner. It's obviously not going to be, you know, the length from the sides and the bottom. But yeah, these things are fun to make, and you can use your scraps up on them, whip them out in no time, give them as gifts. But you know, like I said earlier, these acrylic ones I use to pull hot things out of the oven, you know, set hot things on to protect my countertop or my dining room table, or when we're camping to protect my picnic table cover. But you know, I had a debate with myself, you know, do I tell you guys to you can use acrylic or not, or because if somebody gets burned, I don't want to be responsible for that. But I mean, I don't see how you can get burnt with these unless, you know, maybe somebody didn't make it as well as I did, or I guess others. I don't know. I don't want to sound conceited, but I don't know. I think you guys will be all right. I mean, it's just simple single crochets, just around and around and around. Okay, so I'm back to that other end, and if you lay it flat, you can see, you know, let me get my pencil. If you lay it flat, and you can see where the single crochets go. Just keep working around in those back loops. I was kind of trying to hold off on pausing the video because I wanted to stay with you guys, because I want you guys to see what's going to start happening. See how it cupped right there? The more and more, you know, we work around, if you lay it down, the more and more we work around, this cup on this side and this side are going to start coming together. But what we're actually going to do, put my camera down, so we're going to take these little cups at the end and we're just going to flip them, because I want this pretty, you know, part out on the outside. Just flip that one in. There, that's probably better. You guys can probably see better what I was talking about. Let me get my working yarn out of the way. But so this end and this end or cup, whichever, they're gonna start, you know, working together and closing, like on this one. So right now we just got a little bitty cup right here and a little bitty cup right here, and the more we just keep going around and around and around, they start working together and coming closed, and then we're just sew up that seam in the middle. Get that out of the way. I hope you guys enjoy these, because I love making these little things and experimenting with different ways to do it, different chain lengths, working front loop and back loop, which, I mean, or both loops too. And honestly, you don't have to flip these cups that way. I mean, if you wanted this to be on the outside, you could do that too. Just don't flip them. But anyhow, I want you guys to keep working around, keep crocheting around and around, and I'll meet back up with you guys in a little bit when I get more of a cup that's meeting. Okay guys, here's my update. I did a couple of rounds and you can see how it's starting to fold in on itself. But we're just going to keep working around and around, and eventually these pieces here are just going to start moving in closer. So go ahead and keep working, and I'll meet you guys when these two edges are just about to meet. Okay guys, I've made it. Gotta turn my light on. There. I made it to where my two sides are touching now. I'm just going to finish up these couple stitches. I'm going to stop right there. So go ahead. Oop. Let's see. One more. Okay, so now all I'm gonna do, well, I'll show you guys, I stopped right at that corner. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a long piece. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull the loop that was on my hook up, thread my needle, and I'm just gonna go, so you guys see this, I'm gonna go through this outside loop to outside loop. And I'm not going to cross over and go through the outside. I'm going to just start on this side, go through this outside loop, and this outside loop. This outside to that outside. From this outside to this outside. Here and here. I probably cut way too long of a tail. And you guys don't have to do this to close it. You can close it however you guys want to. And slip stitch it. Oop. Use the, is it called the mattress stitch, where they go around and around and around? I think, I don't know. Okay, so you guys just keep going from whatever side your yarn that you just pulled through is coming from. That's where, you know, the next stitch on the outside loop is where you go in. So you guys go ahead and work that up, and I'll meet you back up here. Okay, I'm coming back, or not back, I'm coming to the end. Do these last couple stitches. Oh, I got my phone charger. I'm just gonna poke it through these last two here. Okay. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my needle and I'm just gonna shove it between there. Get it as far inside as I can. And I'm gonna bring it through some stitches. I did have way too much. Okay. Then I'm just gonna pull this a little bit, snip, and it pops back inside. And there you go. There's your little hot pad. Oh, I think it measures 5 by 5. I'm not sure. No, 4. 4 by 4.5. See what it measures now. There we go, 4.5 by 4. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up, like, poke the subscribe or click the subscribe button. Give me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.